Guess what we're doing today? Waxing, waxing, waxing! Hello beautiful people and welcome to my channel. In today's video, we are waxing our armpits, underarms, whatever you want to call it, that's what we're doing today. I have been waxing my underarms for about 5 years now. And some of the benefits that I have noticed over the years has been my underarms have lightened, my hair has grown back finer. And when you wax your underarms, it does gently exfoliate, which is amazing. Exfoliating helps to prevent ingrown hairs. And when you get the kit, which I will have linked in my Amazon storefront, it's extremely cost effective. One bowl of wax probably lasts me, I don't even know, maybe a year. I should pull up my history. Have there been an occasion or two where I have shaved in between wax appointments? Yes. Very rarely. I feel like with shaving, you can see the little pricklies, but with waxing, it's completely smooth. And the results last much longer than shaving. I probably wax once every 3 to 4 weeks. You heard me right. Now again, keep in mind, I've been waxing for about 5 years now. My hair grows back very fine. For me, waxing was less irritating than shaving. I used to get razor bumps all the time, even when I was exfoliating. And it was just so frustrating. There are some tips I will tell you on what to do before waxing your underarms. One, I would exfoliate with a sugar scrub or a salt scrub. And I would do that 1 to 2 days before your wax appointment. And you want to make sure your hair is long enough to grip. So you want to make sure you have at least 1/4 of an inch of hair, which is hence the reason why I would occasionally shave. I try to plan accordingly, but let's say I was getting ready to go to a pool party and it was before my wax appointment. Like let's say I had a week or two and it was just too much, then maybe I would shave. But ideally, try not to do that. Clean your underarms before you wax. You do not, remember when you're waxing, you are opening up your pores, so you don't want any bacteria to get in there. You want to make sure you guys are taking care of your underarms. I've always had sensitive underarms. I'll show you some of the deodorants I use. I use Native, and I've tried almost all of their scents. This usually lasts me, I would say, for most of the day. Now this right here, this is a classic. If some of y'all were raised with y'all grannies, they probably know what this is, because my granny used to have us using this when I was little. It wasn't this from Sprouts, but it was a mineral salt stone. And I hated it, because remember, I'm a smells girly. Like, I'm very much into sensory. So I like for my deodorant to have a smell. But it was so funny that how ironic, I ended up going back to the Old Faithful. I am actually allergic to just your regular deodorant. So that's why I ended up transferring over to hyperallergenic deodorant. And then I learned about all the chemicals and bad stuff that's in deodorant. And also how you should sweat underneath your underarms, because that's how your body releases toxins. They also have a spray, and I got both of these from Sprouts. So this is the mineral salt deodorant spray. As you can see, I pretty much use this up. But the thing about mineral salt is it is unscented. If you want to transition over to natural deodorant, I would highly recommend you do an underarm detox. In fact, even if you don't want to switch over to natural deodorant, I would highly recommend you do an underarm detox. I did a YouTube video 6 or 7 years ago. I'll try to link it for you guys, or I'll put it below in the description box. When you are waxing, which you will see me do, you want to make sure you're pulling the skin really, really taut, really tight. Why do they say taut? You want to apply the wax in the direction that your hair grows. And then you use your wax strip, you pull your skin taut, and you pull as fast as you can. So I've tried hard wax and soft wax. Today we are using soft wax. I was not a big fan of hard wax. I don't know why. I'm not saying I won't try it again in the future, but I just wasn't a big fan. It literally takes me 5 minutes to wax my underarms, y'all. Again, I've been doing this for 5 years. So it'll take some time for you to build up your time. The most important thing is you are doing it correctly. And finally, when you are finished waxing, I like to use some sort of natural oil like olive oil, coconut oil, almond oil, nectarine oil, apricot oil, some sort of natural oil. I like to rub that underneath my underarm to remove all excess wax, or you can just get wax oil, which I will also have linked in my Amazon storefront. This is what I use. This is Gigi's wax pot, hot wax pot. I am using the soft wax. So as you guys can see, this plastic is actually a crock pot liner. And this keeps my wax bowl nice and clean. I'm gonna lift it up and show you underneath the skirt. Do you see how smooth and clean it is? Yes, you can use wax remover to clean it up, but you don't need to when you have this thing. And then when this thing gets nasty, I throw it. For sanitary purposes, you don't want to double dip your wax stick. All right, let's get started. Okay, so the size of your waxing sticks, it just depends on the area. I have been using these wax papers for a long time. These are actually my favorite wax papers, and I will have them linked in my Amazon storefront. Now, you do want to test the temperature of the wax on the back of your hand just so that you do not burn your underarm, because please keep in mind the skin underneath your arm is extremely sensitive. So just put a little bit of wax on the back of your arm and just make sure that the temperature is comfortable. Now, you can use the wax paper multiple times. You'll see me throughout this process fold the wax paper, so I'm getting another clean pull from the paper. So there is nothing wrong with using that, but like I mentioned earlier in the video, I would recommend not double dipping the wax sticks back in the wax. It's definitely the faces for me, because why am I making these faces? Also, when you're doing this, make sure you are waxing in a shirt that you don't really care about, just in case you get wax on the shirt. It does wash out, but it's just kind of annoying to get it out. Now I'm just making sure I don't have any sticky residue left on there. So I'm just checking both sides of my underarms, just removing all that sticky residue. And now that I'm done, I am just going in with some coconut oil to remove the stickiness underneath my arms. Like I mentioned, you can use wax remover, but I just enjoy using coconut oil. Another thing with just keeping in mind what clothes you have on is if you do get oil on your clothes, sometimes it does not come out. So just make sure you have clothes that you can mess up if need be. And I'm using a microfiber towel. You don't have to use a microfiber towel, but I'm just using a microfiber towel just to remove the excess oil off of my skin. And this last step is completely optional. I like to go back in with my tweezers just in case there was a hair or two that I missed, and I'm just plucking them out. And for some reason, using the tweezers hurts worse than waxing. And speaking of, the wax pain is actually not that bad, but it's absolutely worth the end results. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate you. Make sure you guys subscribe and let me know if you want a slower, more detailed video or an update on how I detox my underarms. Thank you guys. Don't forget to subscribe, follow, like, and leave me a comment if you guys have questions. But I just want to say before we end the video, thank you guys so much for watching.